Charlie Cushane here to do another video on my Ford F550. It's a 2022, so it's only a couple years old, but the Motorcraft batteries that are in this truck became such a hassle with outgassing and corroding the terminals and the hold downs, I just had to get rid of them. And I'm changing the AGM, so stay with me as I show you what I did. Okay, before I get into the details of what I did, there are a lot of batteries to choose from. And I'm going from the lead acid batteries to AGM. And I decided to pick, after doing a bunch of research, the EverStart from Walmart. And they actually have a very good 4-year warranty, and it's 750 cold cranking amps. It's the AGM 65, and those are made to fit this truck. And I'll show you a link to it, and shows you how it actually is a good fit for this truck. And I put them in. I'm not going to go through all the process of putting them in, but I'll show you how they came out and what I had to do to get them to be all cleaned up. Being a big F550, and a lot of these Super Duties have 2 batteries, 2 alternators. And as you see here, this is the 1 battery on the passenger side. You see I've actually cleaned it up. I sprayed the terminals. This has all been taking the old battery out, and this is how the final install came. I had to repaint the hold downs. So everything here came out perfectly neat and clean. And the one on the other side, same thing. Now you can get any battery you want, but these EverStarts were great. And as you can see by the sticker there, 11 to 24, these are brand new. They had just come into the Walmart. So I put them in, everything's nice and neat, but that's only half the job. The other half of the job is attaching a charger that I normally keep in my truck because we travel so much, and going into FORScan and changing those settings. So let me show you at least the charger for now. Okay, on the passenger side, I normally have stored back here a NOCO Genius 10 amp charger, and it allows you to choose the type of battery. As you can see, there's a 12 volt flooded, but there's also a 12 volt AGM, and that should tell you something, that the AGMs do charge differently than the flooded. And I've known this with my RV, but also here, because it needs a different setting, that means you need to tell your truck that you have different kinds of batteries. So we're going to go into FORScan in a minute, and I'll show you what I did to change that. But one of the other critical things with putting a charger on board, like I do, is how you hook it up to the truck. After a lot of research and comments on my videos, I had the terminals to the charger going to the negative and positive on the battery, and that's wrong. When you do that, it does charge the batteries fine, but it doesn't tell the BCM, the battery control module, that you've actually refreshed the batteries. So what you're supposed to do is put a positive on the positive post, but the negative, instead of being here, should be right here on this ground. There's a ground you see right here, a body ground, and this wire goes right through this hoop, which is measuring the current, and that'll measure current going in or out of the battery. And when you charge it, the current you want to getting to the battery go through this hoop and to the battery. So this is the proper way to hook up a battery charger to the ground here, the negative ground here, and the positive on this battery, and that will sense all the power coming from this charger into the batteries. So just remember that. That's a little tidbit I learned from, thankfully, people on Facebook that had great knowledge. Okay, to get FORScan on your laptop, you go in here and you type in Ford FORScan, And it'll bring up a whole bunch of things. And I just clicked on the first one. And it brings you to their actual page. And it tells you can get it for your phones or Windows. And I'm doing Windows, which most people do. So then I go to Products. And here it is. FORScan for Windows. And that's the version. That's the latest. And you just click on it. It'll download it to your computer. However, you're not done yet. You have to get a license. You can get a free extended license for 2 months, but I bought the 1-year extended license for $12, and it gives you a code that they email to you, and you copy it and paste it into this FORScan, and it will get it working. The only other thing you do need is this USB adapter OBDLink to hook up to your truck. And you click on that, it'll bring this up. This is the OBDLink that they recommend. It's a little more expensive than others you might find. I went and clicked on this and went to Amazon, and I bought this, and it has worked flawlessly. And I've had no troubles with it. I highly recommend it. But that's what you need, and then this is what you'll ultimately plug into the truck OBD port and to your computer. And the little green light tells you it's working. Okay, after you have FORScan loaded on your computer and you have this OBDLink to plug to your truck, the first thing you do is plug it into a USB port. And if this turns yellow, which mine does, it means everything is set with your computer. And then you hook it up to the actual OBD port, which is way down here, right here under my dash. And you just plug it in. It only goes one way. And once it's plugged in, the light turns green, as you see. So now we're ready to actually start using the scanner. And the first thing you do is turn on your truck. Just turn the key on. But now let's go into the software, and I'll change to using the screen of the computer. The FORScan, and you have to go down in this bottom corner and connect to vehicle. The ignition is on. Yep, maximum performance. Yep, save the profile. Okay, it goes through and checks everything. Now I usually like to go down to the steering wheel here, and it tells you your release date, 2.3.63, which is the latest. And it tells I do have an extended license valid until November of 2025, so that's great. Now I am not an expert in any way about FORScan, but I know when you put new batteries in, you have to go down here, go to this wrench and go down to this battery monitor system reset. You click on it and then come down here, hit this blue arrow. Well, it resets the battery monitoring system. You say, okay. It's been started. You see up here. Please turn the ignition off. Okay. Please turn the ignition on. Okay, but don't start the engine. Okay. And as you see, it says 100% here, and it says service feature completed. So I did reset the battery monitor system, which is important when you put new batteries in. It lets them know that they're brand new. Now the next thing we have to do is go down here to this configuration and programming, and we go to this BCM module configuration and click on it. And what we're trying to do here is change the batteries from flooded to AGM. You go down here till you get to battery technology type. So I double click it. I want to go to AGM. Hit OK. Then right. It's going to go from flooded to AGM. 100%. All right. Blocks programmed successfully. Please cycle off and then back on again. Off. And back on again. Okay. So we're good. Now it's set for AGM, and I'm only imagining that you're supposed to reset it for AGM because it does run at a slightly higher voltage, like up to 14 volts. So that's a good thing. Now, there's a lot of things here you can mess with. I'm not going to mess with. You can if you want. I'm just showing you what I did to reset the BMS and change it to the AGM batteries. So that's all I wanted to show you today. Hopefully it is helpful. And if I can do it, I think anybody can do it. You just have to get the program downloaded and get everything set. We'll see ya. Bye.